Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Pada Padme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. From today, we have started another Suktam called Devi Suktam. It is also alternatively called Vak Suktam. And as I explained in my last class, why did I take up this particular Suktam? There are many reasons. One of the most important reasons is that Durga Puja is coming. And many people chant Durga Saptashati, Devi Mahatmyam, also called Chandi, consisting of a little more than 700 shlokas, like the Bhagavad Gita. And at the end of the Durga Saptashati, Devi Mahatmyam, the very end, we get this Devi Suktam. What is a Suktam? When we were dealing with Purusha Suktam or Medha Suktam, we had explained so many Rishis, so many Rishikas. Rishika means a female Rishi is called Rishika. They are also called Brahmavadini. Brahmavadi is the male, Brahmavadini is the female. Who is a Brahmavadini? We are familiar with the word Vada. Vada means theory. Vada means the conclusion, Siddhanta. But that is not the meaning of the Vada here. That is, those who have become completely one with Brahman. Those who have realized, I am everything, I am Brahman, such people are called Vadi or Vadinis. Not merely speaking like us, but out of the depths of their realization, they will be speaking out. These are called Brahmavadi, Brahmavadini, and is also called Rishi or Rishika. Dirgha comes. The female, some of you may not be aware of it, like Rama is Hrasva, short A. But Rama or Rama, Lata, Sita, not Sita, Sita, etc. Dirgha comes, so indicating that they're more powerful than the males. So this is the for the female applied Rishika, means she is a female Rishi. Who is a Rishi? Rishati Janati iti Rishi. Rishi is one who knows through direct experience, I am God. Such a person is called Rishik. That is why whatever comes out from their mouth is called a mantra. Why? Because they will not speak out anything else excepting what benefits us. Mananat trayate mantraha. So these are the people who have realized I am infinite, and that is what the Shanti Mantra really indicates. Purnam adaha. that indescribable Mula Karana, Brahman. Brahman cannot be thought about, much less spoken about. That is why Sri Ramakrishna says, everything in this world is polluted excepting Brahma. So alternatively, Brahma, to get rid of the confusion, whether we are talking about Saguna Brahma, who is called Brahma, Dirgha. Remember, this is not male, but married Brahman is called Brahma. Why? Because he has acquired a big tail. Married Mrs. Who is Mrs. Brahma? Prakriti, Maya, Avidya. These are the names. Because Brahma represents the entirety of this manifested universe is called Brahma. Just as a seed contains the entire tree. So that unthinkable, but only pointed, like Arundhati Nyaya. It is called Adaha. Adaha means that. Why that? When the infinite means it is everywhere, because we are not aware of it. For us, God is anywhere else. He may be even within me, but within, without, these are all dualistic concepts. So Purnamadaha. But we do not know. It is invisible. But what we see is this universe, which is also Purnam, infinite. In this sense, even though there are many countable things, they are unaccountable. You can't simply come, it is 1 billion. So billions of galaxies are there, and that is indicated every species, if you count human beings alone, more than 7.5. And who can predict how many are there going to be there in the future also? And what is the relationship between Brahman and Brahma, or all of us? Remember, all of us are part and parcel of, as Ramanujacharya points out, part and parcel of Saguna Brahma, Narayana. Purnat Purnam Udachyate. This is a manifestation. This infinite universe is a manifestation, experienceable object only because of the mind is nothing but that infinite only, because Karana and Karya, cause and effect, can never be really separated. This is one of the greatest contributions of Advaita Vedanta. What is it? Take simple example. So don't take the example of milk and curds. Take the example of gold and ornaments. So what is gold? Cause, karana. What is the ornament? Like necklace, like bangle, like a ring, like a earring, nose ring, etc. So this is called karya, effect. But we are talking, that is karana, this is karya. Is there really any difference? Are there two objects? Gold and gold is separate object and ornament is separate object. No, there are no two. Whatever exists is only one. And what is it? Previously, gold was in without any specific form called a lump, LUMP. But now an ornament, every single ornament, the same lump has taken now a specific, usable, nameable form. So names and forms are the and utilities are the only differences. Object is one, substance is one, but because of the names. For example, you can't put your finger ring round your neck or round even your wrist. But everything has got a special one. So you can't put it probably round your nose or round your ear. Everything has got its own special utility. And so we think of utility and we make a form, goldsmith makes it, and then it is named as nose ring, earring, necklace, etc., etc. Substantially, there is no difference. Only difference in form, difference in utility, and to separate one form from the other form, different names are given, but all of them do not differ from the karana that is called gold. Gold, gold, gold. So purnasya, purnam adaya. So even though we ignorant people think that the whole universe has come out of that formless entity called Nirguna Brahma. That is how ignorant people, less intelligent people have to be conveyed. There is a relationship like a popular figure, Brahma. He comes out, he is sitting on a lotus. But where from the lotus has come out? From the Nabhi, navel of Bhagavan Narayana. And what type of Narayana? Chaturbhuja Narayana. Why Chaturbhuja? Because of two hands to control himself and two hands to control his son, Brahma. So especially when they get cold, we require several hands to manage ourselves. So Purnasya Purnamadaya, actually they are not different. Narayana is manifesting as Brahma. Nirguna Brahma is manifesting as Saguna Brahma. And Saguna Brahma is manifesting universal reality, is manifesting as this entire universe. And Sri Ramakrishna preferred to call it as Shakti. So this is Purnam Eva Vasishyate. When a person realizes, then what does he realize? There are no two. Whatever is there cannot even be called one. It is called one from our mind's point of view, transactional point of view, traveling point of view, but not existential point of view. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we realize the truth, and that is the only way to get out of the samsara bandhana, suffering of this bondage. And that bondage always comes in the form of adhyatmika, adibhautika, and adidevika sufferings. That is sthula sharira, sukshma sharira, karana sharira, or our body, outside world, and the presiding deities. So this is the Shanti Mantra we have adopted, even though we should have used the Rigvedic Shanti Mantra, which we have been using in this Aitareya Upanishad, etc. So Devi Suktam, from today onwards, it's a most powerful expression of, there was a Rishika, her name was Ambhrini. So Ambhrana, very hard name. Ambhrana was a Rishi, and he was a realized soul. He produced, he had a daughter. And these are all very significant terms because most of the rishis, as Swamiji pointed out, are married people. But they did not live like modern grihasthas. They lived like more than sannyasis. Only they considered that producing children is a sacred duty as commanded by Brahmaji himself. They were all highly developed souls. Prishati, Janati, as I just now mentioned, they realized Aham Brahmasmi. So they have children, and such children also, many of them, they turn out to be divine beings, realized souls. So he had a daughter called so Ambhrini. That is the name of the daughter. Ni. Ambhrana, Ambhrani. This Devi Suktam is the outpouring of her realization. She was called Brahmavadini, not a speaker about Brahman like us, but a realized soul. After her realization, she was expressing her realization, her experience. Why was she doing it? Because for our sake. And how do we get benefit from our realization? That's what we are going to see in the further one. So this is a most marvelous thing. Instead of saying Aham Brahmasmi, she is telling that I was the one who support Vishnu, who support especially Rudra, who support every god and goddess in the Mundaka Upanishad. We get several mantras without his order, or rather because of fear of him, Bhayat, Asmat, Agnihi Tapati, so Surya Tapati, so Surya, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, Yamadevata, everything perform their function because of fear of Brahman. And that Brahman am I. This is the inner meaning. Pure Advaitic Purna conception is being expressed here. But the most wonderful thing is anybody who with faith resides in this Devi Suktam, like Medha Suktam, we get the same result. Now that is why it is called a mantra. So this Devi Suktam is chanted at the end of the Durga Parayana, as I just now mentioned. Why? Because that there can be several defects. Our mind may not be having concentration. We might have committed mistake while doing pronunciation, etc. And also, our mind may be wandering here and there. And also, we may cherish a lot of undesirable thoughts. This is only a small benefit. All those defects will be completely ironed over. We will be not be affected by them at all. But that is only a small benefit. The real benefit is we will become like them. It is a meditation. Like Hridaya Kamala Madhye Rajitam Nirvikalpam Sada Sadakila Bhedatitam Ekaswarupam Prakruti Vikruti Shunyam Nityam Ananda Murtim Vimala Paramahamsam Ramakrishnam Vajamaha. So if anybody meditates upon Sri Ramakrishna in this forum, we are not meditating on a particular personality called Sri Ramakrishna. We are meditating directly on Brahman himself. Prakruti Vikruti Shunyam Nityam Ananda Murtim Vimala Parama Hamsam Ramakrishnam Bhajamaha. Even this word Hamsa and Paramahamsa, as I mentioned, there is a Hamsa mantra is there. And sannyasins are supposed to recite that Paramahamsa Gayatri, Hamsa Gayatri. So, what is that? Hamsaha, Soham, reversed is called Hamsaha. With every breath we take, we say, so, is some whistling sound comes like that. And when we give up that carbon dioxide goes out, Nishwasa. Swasa means taking in, Nishwasa means throwing it out. like that. So hum, so hum. If we repeat several times, it becomes hamsaha. That is why tanno hamsaha prachodaya. Where did you say we have an emblem? Ramakrishna order is an emblem. And at the bottom you say tanno hamsaha prachodayat. May that Paramatman save me. That means what? Let him take me out of this samsara. That is the real purpose. A mantra means mananat prayate. As we go on pondering over this mantra, and that is what is really japa. Japa is not repetition. Japa is remembrance. Every breath we have to remember what God is. So this Shanti Mantra itself is more than enough for us to realize it is a Mahavakya. So coming back to Devi Suktam, that during the Vedic period, and it is a very special period, and there innumerable Rishis and Rishikas, Brahmavadins and Brahmavadinis were produced. In fact, most of the Riks, by the way, Rik means mantra. So all the Riks were the expressions of Rishis, whether it is male or female, their experiences. That is why it is called Shruti. They passed on their experiences to their worthy children, either their own children or disciples, because even at that time there were so many who renounced the world. What have we got to do with this anatma loka, this world which is full of anatma, duality? So three desires are there. What is it? Vittat, priyat. So there is the desire for vitta, wealth. Vitta means wealth. What for? For performing yajnas and yagas, etc. The very word yajna is a marvelous word. Why were these rishis doing yajna? For three purposes. The first purpose is for obtaining, may our bodies, may our minds be pure, strong, as we have seen in every Shanti Mantra practically. That is the first purpose. Let there be no obstacles. What is the second purpose? Yajna Yaga. It is to transform their lives. Let my life be full of sacrifice. Yajnarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Bhagavan Krishna says in the Gita, unless we transform our life into a yajna, that is bali. Bali means sacrifice. What is a sacrifice? Is ahankara. I am the body, I am the mind. That has to be given up gradually. It doesn't come in one day, let even one life also. It may come. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavan mam prapadyate. A person goes on improving, advancing, progressing in every life, little by little. Such is the grip of the Mahamaya, especially this identity with our body and mind. Three types of identities are there. First of all, our possessions. Secondly, our bodies. Thirdly, our minds. When, if by the grace of God, if we can overcome these three things, what does this person realize? Then, like the Avadhuta Gita, we say, Tasmai Mahyam Namo Namaha. I am that indescribable Parabrahman. And the salutation, I salute myself. It is not one person saluting another person. Instead of saying Aham Brahmasmi, Tasmai Mahyam Namo Namaha. So we have seen that in Astavakra Gita also, through which Sri Ramakrishna had gradually transformed Narendra into Swami Vivekananda. and Advaita. If there is anything that can save the world, not only from ignorance of the one's nature, but from even secular problems. This is a highly interesting something. Swami Vivekananda had said Advaita had saved the world 3 times. First time, Gautama Buddha came and saved universally. Every rishi was saying that only, but most often individually, for the simple reason at that time, society was very fragmentary, very small groups used to be there. So the concept of world, as we understand now as a global unity, never existed until now. And then, secondly, this Shankaracharya came and saved by the preaching of Advaita. And when the third time, in the form of Sri Ramakrishna, even though he was a bhakta, Sri Ramakrishna advocated Advaitic realization as the highest goal, only goal. But the means to that, he did not say Gnana Marga. He said it can be through Bhakti Marga, predominantly Bhakti Marga, Kalikale, Naradiya Bhakti Marga. And that was what Swami Vivekananda wanted to preach. Why did I bring up this subject suddenly while talking about Devi Suktam? Because this Devi Suktam is the highest outpouring of this Advaitic realization. But what is the benefit of it? Anybody who does regular Parayana, study with Shraddha, remember, Brahmavid, Brahma eva bhavati. A knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. So if we recite this one, that Rishika who realized, I am Brahman, that Rishika is not there any longer. She has become transformed into Brahman. That Brahman himself will bless us because we are calling through this Devi Suktam only that Brahman, nobody else. That is the power of the mere recitation, but endowed with bhakti, shraddha, and ekagrata. These are the conditions we have to do it. Now, why this topic has come? Because nowadays, most of our attention is riveted on the world news, the war that is going on in the Middle East now between Israel and other Middle East nations. Now, the problem is it is not merely political, deeply embedded what we call religious differences. Both of them claim to believe in God. Both of them claim that our God is superior to your God. And this is called duality. And so long as a person follows dualistic religion, there is bound to be wars. Finally, all the wars can be traced only to what is called religion and irreligion. Even when a person he goes on proclaiming, professing, I'm a religious person, unless the life is transformed, a person cannot be called a religious person. We should not care, we don't care, well, as they say, fig, or whether you consider yourself as a religious person or irreligious person. I have nothing to do with your faith. That is your personal opinion. But what I care is, are you a good person? Are you a selfless person? Are you having love and consideration? Are you going to help not only yourself, that every one of us does that, but the whole world? That is the concept Swami Vivekananda was mentioning. Advaita means what? I merely don't love myself or my sect or my religion or my country. I love everybody because everything is divine. This is the ultimate utility of Advaita Vedanta. Unless people understand it as a background, the quarrels will never cease. And that is why Sri Ramakrishna came and said, why are you quarreling? Referring to the quarrel between Shaktas and Vaishnavas, etc., etc. So, this is the most wonderful thing, that every Rishi is a realized soul. Every religion produced such realized souls. And the official one religion, Islam, it prosecuted all the realized souls. In realization of Islam, there are people called Sufis. Sufi means Safa, pure, white. Their heart has become free from all trammels, ignorances, tamoguna, rajoguna, only pure sattva guna. Sattva is always represented by whiteness. That is why it is called Safa. Anal Haq, I am Allah, I am that. How many people have been killed, burned, tortured, and killed because other people thought, how dare you say that you are God? So, these marvelous stories are there about these great Mahatmas, all realized souls. They are irreligious people. What do I mean? Unless we transcend the limitations of so called religion, we cannot become realized souls. The realized soul is not a religious person. A religious person is a highly limited person. But to go beyond, it just like, a pole vault. Pole is okay. You take the help of pole and then you rise in the space and then you throw it out and cross over the pole. That is why that vaulting, helps us. Any pole will help us to go beyond, but you should not carry it there. And those religions which have accepted this, they become compassionate. For example, Buddhism, for example, Hinduism. Hinduism is the most tolerant religion in the whole world. Even though there are Vaishnava, Shaktas, etc., that really mass hysteria, mass killings, rarely seen. There were some few instances are there, rarely seen in Hinduism. But in the name of God, fight. Anyway, I just referred to it, the greatness of Advaita is Rishika, Ambhrani. She has realized like her father, Ambhrana, like the father, like the daughter. So we have seen in the Vedic times several Brahmavadinis, at least uh, 30 or more of them mentions are there, even though I do not remember most of them. But we do remember in the Brihadaranyaka, there was Maitreyi, Agnivalika Maitreyi, then Gargi Vachaknavi. Vachaknavi means one who knows what she is talking about. Then there were also several others are there. Very important point I am going to make now. So this Ambhrini, she is also one of them. This Ambhrini is also through whose expression of her experience has made this Devi Suktam or Vak Suktam, Vak Devata, Saraswati, so Vani, different names are there. So we also get not only in the Vedic periods, more in the Vedic periods, but we don't know because whatever mentioned was a small number. How many people really realized during that Vedic period? We have no mention because we have lost thousands and thousands of branches, shakhas, Vedic shakhas we have lost. But we get one Hemalekha, and Swami Vivekananda was very fond of quoting one lady called Madalasa, who started teaching this highest Advaita, thou art that, to her children. And we get in the Yoga Vasishta one Sulabha. Sri Ramakrishna refers to this, what is called Brahmavadini, called Sulabha. And this Sulabha went and met King Janaka. And then she sat very near to him and he bent his sight because Even though he was claiming as if I am a Brahmagnani, then the Sulabha addressed him and said, "Oh Janaka, even now you are body conscious. So mine is a female body, yours is a male body, and you are remembering this one. All these things are whatever is called that body consciousness when it goes. Who is a male, who is a female? And there are others also. So there is a wonderful book which Ramana Maharshi used to highly recommend. It is called Tripura Rahasya. And there Dattatreya, an incarnation of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara combined, he was also called an Avadhuta, himself narrates how this Rishika, Hemalekha, guided and enlightened her husband as a Sadguru. She became the Guru and he was in deep darkness and she guides him. And whoever guides as such, they are called real Gurus. So we see Sulabha enlightening King Janaka. Whether they are the same Sulabhas, we don't know. What about in the Islamic literature, especially Sufi literature? What about Rabia? I will narrate a small story, incident, because this is what I am here to do. Don't go on saying, Devi Suktam, Swami, you are going far away from Devi. No, no. This is to extol that this stupid idea, males entertain, and women have come to believe that we are far inferior to men. Just to rid of them, each soul is potentially divine. Swami Vivekananda never saw any difference between man or woman. Body is different. He was not an ignorant person, but the aspiration, the teleological urge, it is absolutely the same. So there was a great woman saint called Rabia. You might have heard about it. So somebody asked, so Rabia, oh, are you loving God because he might throw you into hell? That was the teaching given there predominantly. If you don't worship Allah, you will be enjoying in hell. And Rabia, such a marvelous expression has come in the form of a prayer. Oh God, oh Allah, if I love you for escaping from the hellfire, then throw me into the hellfire. If I am loving you and worshipping you because I am hoping to gain entrance into heaven, then exclude me from heaven. But if I am loving you for the sake of loving you, do not exclude me from yourself. Do not withhold me from yourself. Such a stunning statement from a woman who was young, was beautiful. Her life, definitely, I advise you to go through her life. And she was captured, she was made a slave, she was tortured. But one day, her master realized how great she was because light was coming out of her body. Then, very few people of us are aware, even though I post some of the sayings of desert fathers in the WhatsApp application. They're called desert fathers, beginning with Saint Philip, Saint Anthony, etc. But the most important point is there were so many desert mothers. They're called desert mothers. And they were in no way less in their austerities. They have undergone through all the tortures of hell in that desert, especially Egyptian desert area, like one of those desert mothers was called Mary. I'm not referring to the mother of Jesus. This is Mary. This desert wisdom, desert monasticism has developed very much after the 300 years after Christ's passing away. Now, coming back to our times, what about Mirabai? What about Andal? What about in our own times, means in our earlier times? What about Gopala's mother? Very few of us realize what Gopala's mother was. First, she saw through Saguna Brahma her Gopala, and Gopala identified himself with Sri Ramakrishna. And then she used to address Sri Ramakrishna as my Gopala. And so devotees started calling her, you are Gopala's mother. But what happened? This was the first stage, is seeing Gopala alone. Second stage, she identified Sri Ramakrishna with Gopala and started, there was no difference between Maishta Devata Gopala and Sri Ramakrishna. This was the what is called expansion of her vision. Then after a few days, she started seeing this Gopala started entering into the bodies of the prominent devotees and disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, like Narendranath, like Rakhal, and other people. And then slowly, he more and more, he will enter into a devotee's body, comes out, and she understood. This is Gopala, this is Gopala, this is Gopala, this is Gopala, this is Gopala. What is happening? Sri Ramakrishna and his disciples and her Ishtadevata, there is no difference. Her Ishtadevata is only manifesting, as we say, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. This is the third stage. Slowly, expansion of identity with everything else. Finally, a day had come. She had gone to Panihati chariot festival, and then she was describing later on, I saw everything as Gopala. The living, the non-living, the chariot, the priests, and the people who were pulling the chariot, and the people who were watching the chariot, good people, evil people, and all the idols and everything else, the whole, like Arjuna beheld the Vishwarupa of Bhagavan Krishna. And that day she said, I shouted so much, I raised a Kurukshetra. You won't cry that day. From that day onwards, everybody became her Gopala, and she never hesitated to live with what other people used to call him Lecha, Nivedita. For her, Holy Mother was Gopala, Nivedita was Gopala. There was no male, there was no female. This is called Brahmadarshana. Sarvatra Brahmadarshana. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Kavihastini Shunichaiva Shvapakecha Panditaha Samadarshanaha. And we have to exercise our imagination when we are reading these incidents. Suppose a dog comes to Gopala's mother. What do you think she will see? What do you think we see? A dog. What do you think she will see? God. There was no difference between God and dog. Sometimes he appears as God, sometimes as a dog, in whatever forms. These are the marvelous secrets. As we grow in spirituality, our selfishness, our identity with body mind, which is called, in other words, ahankara, should become less and less. And that is what happens if we regularly, with Shraddha, chant this Devi Suktam. So, Gopala's mother was a Brahmavadi. What to speak of Holy Mother then? Because she said, I am the mother of all. She declared, I am the mother of everybody. Even not to say, what about Chandramani Devi, who became the mother of all the gods and goddesses when she was carrying Sri Ramakrishna in her womb? Several incidents are there. Now, connect the dots. Now, how did this become Brahmavadinis? That is important for us because we also want to become Brahmavadi. how these Brahmavadinis, like Brahmavadis, dedicated their entire lives to learning, teaching, and spreading knowledge through their tapasya, and remained some of them unmarried, some of them remained married also. An example I'm quoting just to make us understand how we have to expand our understanding of Ramayana. Gautama Rishi's wife called Ahalya, and she slipped once. As a human, every human being is apt to err. And then her husband, who was a Gautama Rishi, he cursed that there are so many defects, my dear. Until you rectify them, you cannot progress in life. So it is said in the popular idiom, she became a Shila. Shila means an inert stone. How can a human being become a stone? What is the meaning? That she was so much overcome, repentant, what she had done. So she took a vow. I will not come out like Valmiki until I become a realized soul. Then she became like practically like a stone. Sri Ramakrishna also was describing the same thing. I became inert. And then birds used to sit fearlessly on my head and forage for grains, etc. And scorpions and snakes used to crawl as if they're crawling on a stone, but not on a living human being. Same experience came to Ramana Maharshi also. So they used to live like that. Sri Ramakrishna's marvelous description, a glimpse into how these rishis had lived. They used to get up early in the morning and then go far away from their ashramas and meditate on the Nirguna Brahma whole day, come back late at night and take a few roots and fruits and then sleep for a few hours. And this continued day after day. So this Ahalya was given that boon. Gautama Rishi said that you will be coming to normal life by the touch of the feet of Rama. Rama was Parabrahman. So he went to, she did tapasya. She was so merged in the ashrama. Meanwhile, Gautama Rishi, not wanting to disturb her, he went away. And then they had a son also. Ahalya had a son, and Gautama Rishi had a son. And then this finally Rama came to this Dandakaranya and his feet touched. Immediately she came out. What has happened? What is the antarartha? Simply Rama said, my dear devotee, now you have become one with me. Now you lead an ideal life so that yourself and your husband Gautama Rishi, both of you become what you call a Rishi and Rishika, so that you'll be inspiration for other people. And that is how, this is the interpretation that we have to hear from elderly people, those who know. There are some great preachers who know about it, and this is called Antarartha. Either it is Ramayana's Antarartha, Mahabharata's Antarartha, or Bhagavatam's Antarartha. This is how we have to understand. So some of them are married, some of them are not married, but they decided to become Brahmavadinis, and there is only one way. That way is tapasya. What is tapasya? Complete dedication to the ideal without deviating allowing the mind to deviate here and there. That is called tapasya. Tapasa Brahma Vijignasasva Tapo Brahmeti, as Varuna commanded his disciple, that is Bhrigu. So that was the soul and whole goal of these Brahmavadins. They are also called Sadyodhahas. That is, those who are married. Sadhi, we call it that word Sadhi. That is, they are married people, but they lived a pure life, what we call Sati's life, chaste life, like Sita. That there were also some of them were also some of them great scholars like Gargi, like Maitreya, etc., who continued their education even after marriage also. Now, this Devi Sukta is a marvelous expression of this Ambhrini's expression. So, the high position women seers enjoyed in the Rigvedic times, and this Devi Suktam is the 125th hymn from Book 7 of the Rig Veda. So, with the Devi Suktam, she is the beginning of the contribution of women here. So early, how many thousands of years back, our country is called sacred country. And on the banks of Saraswati, so many rishis, it is said, how we connect the dots, we don't know. Nearly 11,000 years back, a great river called Saraswati used to flow freely in what we now call Punjab and part of Pakistan also. And on the banks of there, thousands and thousands of rishis and munis used to spend their time for the purpose of this one. So, who was the every suktam is like we say that every suktam must have a rishi, so that we can remember gratefully. And the author means not like a writer sitting and then thinking and writing, but spontaneous expression, like the expression of all bhajans from the mouth of Tyagaraja, Purandardasa, Kanakadasa, Tulasidasa, Mirabai, Tukaram, etc. So marvelous things. They are not thinking and talk and then saying this one. They felt one with that bhava, and then that bhava is coming. And when we sing with that bhava, then we should be able to more or less experience the same feeling. That is why there is something very curious. At the end of every bhajan, we get the name Tulasi. So Tulasi Kahe or Kabir Kahe Kahata Kabira Suno Bhai Sadhu. Or if it is Purandara Vitala, Purandardasa. If it is Tyagaraja, Tyagaraja. If it is Muthuswami Dikshitar, Muthuswami, etc., etc., we get the name. Now, are these people aiming? Let these people who come in the future, let them at least remember, we have composed this one, or Ram Prasad, Prasad Bole, Prasada says like that, Kamala Kanta says like that. No. Why are they writing? Because let people become like me, like us. Only then they will be able to understand the spirit, the real meaning, the bhava of this particular bhajan, etc. Mera kahe. So, mere to दूसरा न कोई मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाला दूसरा न कोई. There is nobody else. And Mera kahe. Why? Because that is Mera's experience. And unless we become Meras, we also experience there is nobody else excepting God. We will never be able to really appreciate the meaning of the bhajan. And the lyrics are okay, but we have to meditate upon them. Sri Ramakrishna's gospel is full of these songs. And whoever heard those soul stirring songs, they used to temporarily get up very high in the spiritual atmosphere. So the Sri Ramakrishna used to lift them up, even if people never understood the lyrical meaning of those things. Even Totapuri, who rarely understood Bengali language, he used to weep and say, Ye kya re, ye kya re, what is this, what is this? He could not control himself. This is the real reason why those people used to, really speaking, right, put their names at the end, that if you also sing as I sing, then you will be able to obtain the same thing. So the author or the authoress of this Devi Suktam is the daughter of a great Rishi called Ambhrina. That is why the daughter is called Ambhrini or Ambhrina, is credited with the Devi Suktam. And this Devi Suktam is also known as Vak Suktam. And this Ambhrini, she is among the most ancient women poets of the world. And this, what is this Vak Suktam or Devi Suktam? A spontaneous outpouring of her realizations and divine experience. She, in this hymn, identifies herself as the Supreme Goddess herself, Adi Parashakti. We can also see Holy Mother, Sharda Devi, Gopalarma, etc., the same thing, embodying the consciousness of the Devi or Shakti of Brahman. He has composed the hymn on the composition. It just pours out power, vigor, and strength. Unlike many other suktams, in which the Vedic seer addresses a devata, this is composed from a state of divine ecstasy, born out of being merged in Devi consciousness. And therefore, some people consider this as what? Atmastuti. The word Atmastuti has two different meanings, beautiful meanings. Atma means myself. That is the one meaning. Atma means the divine soul, Paramatma. So that is another meaning. Stuti means a hymn, a praise. So this is a praise both of oneself and the Paramatma. How can it be Stuti of both? Because the distinction between I am an individual and that is Paramatman. That is the greatest crime we commit when we say that is Paramatma. So what are we doing? When as soon as we say that is Paramatma, we are making the infinite as finite. I am one finite. You are another finite. So you may be a slightly bigger finite, but the same, no, not much different from me. No, this is Atmastuti. And some people call it Atmarpanastuti. So what is this Atmarpanastuti? That is complete oneness. By surrendering, by merging, like rivers merge in the ocean, it's called Atmarpanastuti. And in today's talk, I want just to quote Shankar, the great Shankaracharya, has composed a great hymn, and that goes by the name Saundarya Lahari. Don't say Saundarya Lahari, then it becomes Hari. Saundarya is one word, Lahari is another word. Lahari means wave. Saundarya means the waves of beauty that people enjoy. In this connection, Ramakrishna told when he was worshipping tantric sadhana, there is no divine goddess equivalent to Rajarajeshwari. She is truly Rajarajeshwari. And as if her beauty, her one glance, is moving the whole world as it were. So Srishti Sthiti Laya at the moment of, or just slight movement of her words. And this Saundarya Lahari, the very first sloka Shankaracharya gives, which I will discuss, of course, in my next class. Shiva Shaktya Yukto, Yadi Bhavat Shakta Prabhavitam, Nachayat Evam Deho, Nakalu Kushala Spanditumapi, Ataswam Aradhyam, Harihara Virinchadi Virapi, Pranantam Stotum Va Katham, Akruta Punya Prabhavati. United with Shakti, Shiva is endowed with the power to create the universe. Otherwise, is incapable even of movement. Therefore, who accept those endowed with great merits acquired in the past can be fortunate enough to salute or praise thee, O Mother Divine, who art the adored of even Hari, Hara, and Virinchi means Shiva. We will talk about this in our next class. Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapatme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. May the Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda bless us all with bhakti. Jai Ramakrishna.